talking with Ty on YAK'N, Texas.
I'm Bert, and you're watching YAK'N, Texas.
Oh, hey, what's the name again?
Bert. My name is Bert.
Hey, Bert, what's your boy's name?
Tanner. I live in Cove, Texas, C-O-V-E, Cove. That's near Baytown, but
Baytown.
I might as well say Houston, a suburb of Houston.
Yeah, man.
I want to get out, away from the piers and everything and the surf and waiting that we've been doing. We spent 10 hours that day, and we moved, I think, 3 times. We started out at High Island, moved over to Rollover Pass, and then...
So you're frustrated with the with how tied down you are fishing off the bank?
My biggest fear, of course, is hooking onto a huge fish and it taking us for a ride.
Well, first of all, are you planning to fish inshore or offshore?
Well, initially, I plan to stay in the salt flats and things like that, just to keep it safe. In case something happens, I can basically stand up and have my head above water. You know what I mean?
In the marsh and in the salt flats, you don't really have a whole lot to worry about. You're dealing with really shallow water, except for when you're crossing the intercoastal or something like that. And have you ever been in a kayak yet?
No, not at all.
Okay. Have you ever been in a canoe?
No, not at all. In Boy Scouts, maybe, but I don't remember.
Well, a lot of people have been in canoes and never been in kayaks, and they get this vibe like a kayak is something like a canoe. Your center of gravity in a canoe is very high. It's very tippy. When you're sitting inside a kayak, a sit-on-top kayak, you're sitting in the water. You're at water level. Your center of gravity is extremely low. It's not something that happens hardly ever. I never see anybody flip. You'd have to be trying. I mean, we jump out of them and jump back in them, and we don't flip them.
Yeah, I saw one of your friends in a huge sombrero whenever you caught the cobia, that big one where you guys caught the cobia.
Yeah, man.
Huge cobia, by the way. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. Anyway,
a lot of the earlier kayaks are designed for scuba diving, so you got guys with scuba tanks jumping out and jumping back in. Falling out is not really an issue. It happens. I mean, you have to be pulling really hard to one side for some reason. But yeah, it's a safe deal. PFDs are, it's a good thing to have. If it's not on you, make sure it's loose in the boat to where you can grab it. But my little boy, Gavin, he's 10. He swims well, swims on a swim team. And he dives off that yak and jumps back in it. I mean, it's just a swimming platform as far as he's concerned. It's like a surfboard, I mean, you can't fall out of a surfboard unless you dive to one side, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. There you go.
Go with the sit on top kayak versus the sit in it kind, because you'll sink it out in the salt if it gets flooded.
Yeah, it's very true. The sit inside kayaks are, I mean, they hold water like a bathtub. So, but you got to understand, south of the Mason-Dixon, the Gulf Coast south, sit inside kayaks. I mean, I don't even know why people bring them up because they're not even relevant down here. What that's designed for is up north where you don't want to get a drop of water on you because it's freezing. So you're sitting inside the cockpit. Sometimes you have a skirt. It keeps the water off of you. That's not a concern down here. We're getting wet and we don't care because it's hot.
Yeah. Hooking on to something that like let's say for instance a ray, and it doesn't have to be a big ray, as you know. They can put a heck of a fight up,
Okay.
So,
well,
that being said, you know what I mean. What kind of effect do they have on the kayak?
Well, look at it like this: knee deep in the marsh, and you hang a ray. You have one drag, and that's your reel. In your kayak, you have 2 drag systems. That ray's pulling the drag on your reel. You have 3 actually. He's pulling the drag on your reel. He's pulling your body weight, and he's pulling the drag of the kayak. So you have more control over that fish. You can decide whether you want to just let him pull you because you have strong maybe braid and just wear him down quick, or you can give him a little more drag and let him take a little more drag off the reel. You can just pretty much dial him in better because you have 3 drag systems: your body weight, the kayak resistance, and the drag of the reel, so you have more control. When we caught that 60-pound cobia on the episode 15, if you'll recall, we're sitting still. He never comes off anchor. He just fights it with his drag on his reel.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I know you guys tied off to the rigs, and that was really cool. The underwater pictures you guys showed. That was on the camera.
Yeah.
You were taking video underwater. That was awesome.
Right. Yeah.
The fact that it's the kayak and all the weight of the gear and myself.
Yeah.
And the kayak would serve as a heck of a load for the fish to pull around. Wear him out quicker.
A lot of times, I prefer to break loose from my anchor and let the fish pull me and fight him with the drag, because it gets me away from the anchor system. It gets me away from the rig, and I can tire him out quicker than if he's just pulling the drag on the rod. So,
I think you were catching reds in the marsh, as a matter of fact, and you were actually holding the camera with one hand and fighting the fish with the other. I thought that was pretty amazing. Really, it takes some skill.
Necessity's the mother of invention. We just kind of winging it out there,
Yeah. I've been looking at maybe some used kayaks on Craigslist and this and that. I don't know what should I look for as far as a good kayak, and of course how to rig it out.
Okay, this show you're watching right here, YAK'N Texas. I answer a lot of these types of questions. There's a lot of stuff on milk crates and rigging for offshore, inshore. So this is a good place to start. I try to keep all this log for everybody. The general rule, I like to say 13 to 14 foot is a great all-around size kayak. And I really don't, the brand is not nearly as important as that size, whether you're talking about ocean kayak, wilderness systems, Malibu. Just that 13 to 14 foot range, it does a lot. You can do inshore, offshore. It's quick, it tracks well, but it's very stable. So that size is more important. Now, if you're over 200 pounds, you would want to go with something that's a little wider, obviously. There's some boats that are wider than others, but as a general rule, 13 to 14 foot does the trick for most everything. Even so, 210's not bad. I mean, if you want to get something old, like the old ocean kayak drifter, it's really wide. You'd be real comfortable in that. Any of the Malibus. I have a Mariner, a Manta Ray 14. I have a friend that's like 260, and he was fine in that. And of course, any of the pedal kayaks are all very wide. All the kayaks that you pedal. So you'd be comfortable in any of those as well. Go to a paddle days at Austin Canoe and Kayak, or one of your other kayak shops. That one down there on 45, Fishing Tackle Limited, they have a paddle day, I think. Try 4 or 5 different types. You got a buddy that's got one, try his. And man, don't be afraid to go on Craigslist and spend $300-400 bucks on a used one, and they last forever. I had 2 that were like 25 years old, and I just sold them, and they were catching fish as well as the day I got them.
Your lures and hooks and things like that, right? I mean, basically your tackle box and whatever else you would need, right? I mean,
yeah, we try to keep it kind of light in the kayaks, because you're limited on space, so we keep it simple. A couple of rods, 2 or 3 rods in your milk crate, and get some dry boxes from Walmart, and you can get the sealed gasket tackle boxes, or you can just get boxes, just the dry boxes, and put you some plugs in one, put you some hooks in another, weights, and some other soft plastics in another one, and you're good, man. Just keep it simple.
So I'll probably be looking at getting a couple T-shirts from you, and a bumper sticker for me and my son and my Jeep, that kind of stuff.
Hey man, I appreciate you supporting 30 Miles Out in YAK'N Texas. It's great, man. I'm glad it helps people, and thanks a lot for supporting the show.
Absolutely, man. It's got videos I've seen as far as fishing out of the yak, and man, I just keep them coming. I look forward to some new material on YouTube as far as yak fishing.
Well, I film all summer, so I can release all winter. So I've got lots coming this winter.
Oh, good. That's what I'm focused for right there.
Awesome, man.
30 Miles Out gears in. Check it out, 30milesout.com.
Hey guys, use code word 30 Miles Out and get 10% off your entire purchase at kayakfishinggear.com.